we're opening this meeting. I'll call to order. First item on the agenda is approval of the minutes. Has everybody had a chance to?
Yes, I move
To
to
look-
approve. Second.
Okay, we have a motion to approve in a second. Any other discussion? Okay. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion and it's been approved. We have no old business, so we'll move right into new business, which is the variance, or public hearing for variance request. This is a public hearing on case number BZA V 2025-01 pursuant to section 10-107 of the city zoning regs, requesting a variance reduction in setbacks for the front and rear to 15 feet, street side to the south setback to 10 feet from the required 25 feet on the front and rear yards and 15 feet on the side yard limitation for the purpose of constructing a living quarter for residential use. Property zoned as R1 single family residential. Before we proceed with the hearing, I'll ask the Planning Commission members if any of them intend to disqualify themselves from the hearing, discussing and voting on the case because they are relatives or own property in the notification area or have a conflict of interest or particular bias on this matter. I see none, so I declare that we have a quorum for this hearing. I'll also ask those that are attending this public hearing to read through the ground rules provided for this public hearing. Did you got a copy of the ground rules?
It's right there when you walked in.
Oh, okay.
There's a paper
Yeah.
where you
It's
signed
just-
in.
it's
You can
just
grab
for-
it later.
It's
Okay.
just for your information.
Oh, okay, okay.
According to the secretary, a notice for this hearing was published in the official city newspaper, Tri-County Tribune, on February 6, 2025. In addition, notices were mailed to the applicant and to 19 real property owners of record in the area of notification on January 27, 2025. The record shows that at least 20 days elapsed between the publication and the mailing dates and the hearing date. Unless there is evidence to the contrary from anyone present, I'll declare the proper notification has been given. It's been given.
It's been given.
Although we do not encourage such communications, I will ask the commission if any of them have received any ex parte verbal or written communications prior to this hearing. If so, please share them with the members of the commission. Any information?
No.
Okay, I'll call the zoning administrator, Pam Watson, to provide us with a background report in this case.
Okay, so I have been contacted by, I think her name is Stephanie. I can't remember. She's the architect for Dean and Kayla Wade. They are looking at building a living quarter on an empty lot known as 501 North Pearl Street. The zoning regulations, set that the setback for front and back is 25 feet, and from the side it's 8 feet. But if you have a corner lot, this one side of the corner lot by the street has to be at least 15 feet. So that lot is very small, and to build whatever they wanting to build, I think it's barn and medium of some sort, that lot is not big enough. That's why they're filling out a variance request to reduce the setback to where they can have the building that they wanting to build. The hearing notice went out January 27th for the 200 feet of the property surrounding the 501 North Pearl, and we did not have any complaint or any protest as far as them wanting to build in that lot.
Good.
The surrounding property are all R1, which is residential, except the daycare. on the south side of that lot. It is zone residential, but it has a conditional use permit in place so they can operate daycare out of them, but it's still zone R1. So, that's,
So if the daycare would close and if someone wanted to put a house in there, they could?
yes. So that's all I got as far as background information.
Thank you. Are there any questions for the zoning administrator from the commission or staff? No further questions? Okay, at this time, we'll call the applicant to make a presentation on the request and any response to the zoning administrator's report. You have anything to tell us?
I don't. I was just talking to Kayla on the way up here, and she had just said that they needed that just for what their plans were for the vehicles and stuff that they wanted to store in there, that they needed that additional, especially since we are on the corner, that lot is a corner lot, and we have to follow those regulations from the curb. So she did say if we had any questions, I could call her, so.
So you'll have, is it gonna be a 2-story?
I think so. I think they'll have
So
some
have a
living
garage on the
quarters
lower and the living quarters
think so.
above?
Yeah, I
And
haven't seen what their architect came up with or anything.
Maybe a basketball court?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Okay. Do you all have any questions of the applicant?
I don't. I'm assuming they're going east and west with the Trish?
Hold on just a minute. East and west. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
The garage will be on the east
Yes,
end?
you guys, I just had to see.
No, you're fine. The garage will be on the east end. Yeah,
Yeah,
that'll look nice.
yeah, I think
Well-
so.
Yeah, absolutely.
Normally at this time, we would open the public hearing portion of this up, but it doesn't appear like we have any other public here.
Thank goodness.
So, we'll continue on. Are there any written communications or petitions from the public?
No.
No? Applicant's response to the public comments, there were none. So at this time, we'll close the hearing. I hereby close this portion of the hearing. There will be no further comments unless the commission wishes to ask questions to clarify information. So, okay. So the planning commission will now deliberate the request. First, we need to determine if the request is one of the instances under which the zoning regulation authorizes us to grant a variance. And there's a list here, and I think it does meet several reasons that we could authorize the variance. So anybody have any comments about that?
I just thought of a question. That lot sits on a slope. Do you know, are they gonna build it up or are they gonna cut it on the,
I'm not sure. Jenny.
you know, to make sure that it doesn't drain onto the other people's property?
Oh,
Yeah.
You know what I
I
mean?
don't know.
You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Cause it
Yeah.
slopes up, so
Yeah.
you're either gonna have to build the west end up, but then if it rains, it could drain on Marcia's carport.
well,
You know what I
I
mean?
don't know if you know that, but that corner right there,
It does.
it pools up anyhow.
Yeah.
It's a big lake on that corner anyhow. So, but I'm not sure.
I bet the
Why not?
footing's gonna be, they'll make the footing.
Yeah, because the east side is a bit higher
Yeah.
than
Level.
Yes.
Well,
They'll
yeah,
make
it'll
the
have to be
footing
level, but
level.
what I'm saying is if they
Yeah.
have to build up the
Okay.
west end, that'll make
Yeah.
the drainage,
Oh.
different.
I never noticed that it had that much of a slope on it.
Well, I think the footing, they're gonna go with the ground, however the ground is. So the east end is higher than the west end, so the east end footing is not gonna be as tall as the west end. Got me?
Yeah, but you're still gonna have,
like when
if you're on a hill to make it the floor level, you're still gonna have to build it up. You're gonna have to
That's
cut the east end or build up the west end.
Yeah,
But if you build it up to match, then you're gonna have drainage off the back on the south side or north side of it. So that's something that,
I guess I would say you've got an architect that's
Yeah.
working on this.
yeah,
Just make sure that
That they
that it
address drainage,
drains
in case of-
properly.
yeah.
lots of
Uh,
rain.
For your guys to benefit also. I mean,
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know that we necessarily have to go through any of this other stuff. But we've discussed and reached conclusions on our findings of fact. I'll call a motion, and if granted, any conditions that might be attached. So we have, 3 options here: either grant the variance, not to grant the variance, or table the application. So I will call for a motion.
I move to approve the variance for Kayla and Dean Wade.
Okay. Do I have a second?
Second.
We have a second. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those approved, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? So, looks like we have a unanimous motion to approve the variances.
Okay.
Now there is, and I doubt this is gonna happen, but, let's see, what is it, is it 14 days? There's a protest period.
Yes.
If anybody on that,
I just-
legal list chooses to file a protest, and I think I can't remember what the percentage of owners.
So they have 14 days to file. Actually, no. If they are not agree with your decision, they need to make an appeal at the district court
Oh, okay.
Yes, that's what I.
30 days after the resolution is signed. So there's no
Yeah.
protest
Okay,
period.
there's no
so-
protest.
So somebody could come back and.
But I doubt they would.
If they wouldn't even show up down
If they
here.
would show up down
Yeah.
here.
Well,
Yeah.
and
There's probably no
even
protest.
if they do, that just basically forces the city commission into a supermajority vote.
Yes.
Meaning,
Okay.
meaning the council.
Oh,
The
okay.
city
Okay.
council.
Yeah, we approve it, but if we aren't the yes people,
Okay.
we just send the recommendation on to the council,
Yeah.
and then they have to vote on it.
So the council will look at it, what, next week?
Yes, so I will get the resolution prepared this Friday and then send it out with their packet, and then they're having their meeting next Tuesday. So that will be presented, and if they pass it, then we'll pass the resolution, we published it, and then you're good to go.
Oh, and then they could go ahead and start.
Yes, yeah, and then
So I
I'll
just have to
email,
wait.
yeah,
Do I talk to you Tuesday or?
yeah,
Okay.
I can text you Wednesday
Okay.
morning, and I'll
That'd be
email
awesome.
a copy if they passed it to the architect too, so she'll have a copy.
Okay, awesome.
Have you been in communication with Marcia at all?
I have, yes.
She's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
My only other comment was that it's too bad that there wouldn't have been a way to get additional property.
Well,
And maybe-
we've been talking to her about,
Yeah,
she
and-
wanted to sell, she just said she wasn't ready, and I
Yeah,
followed up a few times, and
it would have been a lot
So,
easier, I think, to
yeah.
have a little more space there.
Yeah.
But
it would have been much nicer.
yeah.
Because, now they're just kind of trying to fit
Yeah.
it where they can. But I want that to work,
Yeah,
because I want them to build somewhere else,
Yeah.
I would like them to
It's too
come here
bad
for
you
those.
couldn't get a hold of
Couple
Larry Mix's lot and then move her carport for her,
yeah,
so it'd be right by her house. You know what I mean, or the lot across the street to the west of her.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good idea.
Yeah, but I bet it's just the spot,
I know.
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've called her so many times, sometimes I'm just like, gosh, I wish it's.
Is she still in the hospital?
Yeah.
That was a bad thing.
Yeah, I didn't know that,
Yeah.
so.
Okay, you're more than welcome to stay, but we have, I think we're almost done, but we do,
Okay.
I don't know if there's anything we want to bring up in our work session. Do you want to report to us about the comprehensive plan or what's
Yes.
going on?
My goal is to have it
Yeah,
done
we're
by
done.
the
You're
end
good
of
to go.
March.
Yep, give them the big open.
Thank you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're welcome.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
So my plan is to have it done, the draft done by the end of March, and then you guys will have a copy, and then if you see something that I need to add or take away or that kind of thing, then we'll get together then, and then once we've done that, then I'll present it to the council, since it's supposed to be coming to you guys first, and then you guys go to the council with it. So I think that's how I wanted to handle it, and then go from there. So.
Okay. We have a motion to adjourn.
I move that we adjourn.
Second.
Second. All those in favor? Aye.
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 We're adjourned.